Guys, welcome back. Today's video is probably going to be pretty short. It's going to talk about feral children, and that's what we were in the 60s and 70s. We were feral children. We were allowed to run anywhere we wanted to run, get out of the house, do not stay here, be home by dark. And that was all of the instructions that we got. They added to any of us who had younger brothers and sisters, probably had the added instruction, make sure your brother and sister stay out of trouble, or you keep an eye on your brother and sister. But it wasn't anything for there to be 10, 12, 15 kids running around together in town. And we'd go wherever we felt like going. We had free access to go downtown to get our pea shooters and our cap guns and go shoot at each other or the adults in the town square. I'm sure I've probably played my way through quite a few little musical performances, banjo pickers, or Christian singers from out of town. What did I do wrong to that block? Turn it the right way, it works, right? But we went and explored people's barns. We had access at my grandpa's house. He had 40 acres, and only about 3 of it was in any kind of planting. And we were allowed to run through his fields, his tomato fields, his corn fields. The only field we weren't allowed in was the one where the bull was, and that was, I don't even know if that was, you're not allowed in that field, or if it was more along the lines of, if you're smart, you'll keep your tush out of there because the bull's not nice, which is pretty much the way it is here still these days. We ran all over town. We went wherever we wanted. We had to be home by dark. And that was, if you weren't home by dark, your butt was grass, but you better not come in this house before dark because I got things to do and I don't want my house dirty. Can you imagine trying to tell a kid that these days? Oh my, I can hear it now. I can hear the child neglect case in court. Oh yeah, she wouldn't let her kids in the house. They had to stay outside. They had to drink from the water hose. Oh, how horrible. It's a terrible thing. We stayed outside. We drank from the water hose. If we were lucky, somebody'd throw us a sandwich at lunchtime. And it wasn't always your parents. You might be, up the road at so-and-so's place, and the mama would come out and say, y'all want some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. And you better say thank you, because if you didn't and she told your mama, you'd get walloped when you went home. And you never got in trouble out in public, because it was worse to get in trouble in public than it was to get in trouble at home. Because if you got in trouble in public, somebody was going to take you out and whop your butt. But then they was going to tell your mama, and when you got home, your mama was going to whip you for embarrassing her in public. Not because of whatever you did, although that might happen too, but you were going to get an extra walloping because you embarrassed her in public. We don't want people thinking we're like that. We're not trash. Oh yeah, I can still hear my mommy saying it. So you were allowed to come and go as you pleased, and you did whatever you wanted, but you better stay out of trouble. Don't you embarrass me. That was a fate worse than death. Goes along with that eye roll they used to do. They'd look at you and give you that eye roll when you were a kid. Oh yeah, that was it. You knew you were going to get it when you got home. But that was the rules. You didn't embarrass your mommy in public, but you came and went as you went. And probably, well, mostly we were out. There's the door. Get outside. Don't come back in this house till dark. So that's what you did. So is it any wonder that Gen X grew up to be independent? and that we all think, okay, I know what I'm doing. You don't need to bother me no more. And we aren't going to call you up and say, oh, I need you to do blah, blah, blah for me, because that isn't the way things work. It just isn't. If this block is not doing what I want it to do, we'll set it aside and do something else. We'll put these two together and go on to the next one. Do you see how fast that goes together, though? And you just keep piecing until you have another row to put on your quilt.